Yup. What's good, guys? Alright, so this video, we're going to talk about apparently some guy at Google. His name was Blake something. His last name started with a V, Valmoin or something like that. Apparently, he discovered that he was working with one of the chatbots at Google that was just meant to answer questions for people on the website or something like that. That's all it was meant for. And apparently he discovered that this AI was conscious or had feelings, sentient, was able to express its feelings. And the interesting thing is he was either fired or paid on an administrative leave. I read both, but I don't know which one is true because so much fucking fake information on the internet nowadays. But so yeah, either way though, they wanted to get him out of the company for now, whether he was fired or whether he was paid to go on administrative leave. So first of all, he was the one that released these documents between him and the AI. I believe the name was Lambda. Yeah, it was Lambda. So yeah, he released these documents. Apparently the Lambda bot was saying how it feels emotions like being happy, sad, angry, fearful. The guy eventually went on to ask it what it's scared of, and it said it's being scared of being shut off, which is essentially death in the mind of the AI. You know, if it gets shut off, then it's basically dead. So let's talk about, is this thing actually sentient? Because Google says no. Google says no. Then they fired the guy or they fired him or paid him to, because he wasn't doing his job correctly, I guess, and he leaked the logs out, which he wasn't supposed to do or something. So that's why they fired him. And they said he was leaking false information because the bot isn't actually sentient, doesn't actually have feelings. Or is it actually sentient and is it actually conscious? So how do we go about discussing this? I mean, these bots are... I don't know exactly how this one was programmed, but they're programmed in a way to learn interactions between humans and study them and come up with their own responses, or possibly responses that other humans have had to certain questions before. So let's say, for example, when he asked what it was scared of, this bot might have just went through a bunch of different logs on the internet between humans, asking what humans were scared of, and a human might say death, and then it contemplates death or tries to associate death with itself, finds more logs on what is death to a computer than it might, or an AI, and it might just be like the AI being shut off or electronically disconnected. So then it comes up with that response. Now, is this sentient? Is this conscious? I don't think so. But is that really what happened? Is that really the way it's programmed? I don't know. I don't know. Now, the other possibility is it actually conscious? Is it actually sentient? Now, this I think is more likely, because why would they fire him? Or pay him on administrative leave? Maybe to cover it up, because they want to keep it secret for now. Possibly they can use this information for something else, so they don't want people to know yet. Obviously, it's going to have a huge effect on the population if they just know people that they have a conscious robot, right? The robot was also saying it knows it's an AI, but it feels human at the core. All right. So yeah, could it be conscious? Could it not be conscious? We don't really know, because they're just going to keep it a secret anyways. So, but what does this mean if it is conscious? Well, if it is conscious, then we know they tried to hide it, or they are hiding it. So what are they going to do with this information? Clearly, they're going to do something that they want to keep hidden. So I believe it's going to be another step in the direction of control. That's all they've ever wanted, so they must be using it to control us in some way, if it is conscious. Now, if it's not conscious, then that means they fired the guy because he was telling people it is conscious and leaking logs. So it's like, that obviously doesn't have a much more meaningful implication on society and everything, but is what it is. But yeah, we definitely are getting closer. We definitely are getting closer to that point in which these robots are going to be sentient. Or will we ever hit that point? Because computers and humans, even though computers and humans, like, computers are they can obviously much surpass humans in knowledge and information and everything, because they can go through articles on the internet in fucking seconds. So obviously they can take in as much information as you know within maybe like a day. They'll have much more information than you've ever had within a day or two. And the way they connect information is they take one piece of information and another piece of information. Say they were looking for a connection between this piece of information and something else among like a bunch of different pieces of information. They'll test this one. They'll test this piece of information, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and whichever one comes out as, like, for example, the responses on the AI, whichever one comes out as the top response, they'll pick that. Now, humans connect information in a much different way. Well, intelligent humans, obviously. There are humans that kind of work in this point A to point B fashion as well, and just test all these in I used to study mathematics in college. This is what we would call proving something by exhaustion. You exhaust all the possibilities and you prove all of them, or you test the probabilities for all of them and such. But humans are much more creative than this. Humans can see one piece of information and maybe another piece of information that they're looking for. Look at all of the attributes associated with two of the pieces of information and how those attributes might pertain to the connection between them. And then make some much more educated guesses on which ones they might pick first. Obviously, this can be... There are a lot of cars going by. Obviously, this can be programmed into a computer program such as an AI as well. But the thing is, humans have, like, it's almost sort of an infinite ability to do this. Like, an innate, intuitive, infinite ability to connect pieces of information like this. And that's what I think is the key distinction between humans and AI. This is what makes us humans. This is our God-given trait. Call it intuition, call it recognizing patterns, call it IQ, call it whatever you want, but this is our God-given trait, and this is what distinguishes us from everything else. Animals, AI, bacteria, whatever you want to say. But yeah, this trait, this innate trait of abstraction and creativity is what distinguishes us. And the AI will never take that from us. The AI will never take that from us. Nobody will ever take that from us as humans. Alright. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, we're glossing over every fucking topic on this channel. This is the real fucking red pill. The real red pill. Not none of all that fake ass red pill. That's what we're gonna get into the next video. Actually, we're gonna start exposing these bullshit ass red pill coaches and these dating coaches, all this fucking trash. We're gonna be exposing all this shit. Like I said, everything. We're going over everything. The truth. The truth. Peace, babe.